Fire Rescue.
Credit note.
There are 80,000 emergency calls made every day in the UK.
Hello, what's the problem? It's the police.
Can I have a police? They stole my money.
Who stole your money?
Some are more serious than others.
Yeah, he's not breathing.
Okay, blow the little boy flat on his back for me there.
I know he's flat on his back.
On rare occasions, the call is to report a death.
Emergency service.
I've run off on my wife. We've been feeding the cows, and one of the cows must have known.
Some people broke into our house.
Okay.
So I was late.
Okay, Tim.
But what if the caller
She's not moving. Right, she's not moving at all.
is in fact a killer?
Someone been stabbed. I think they did.
Louise met Alan when she was 15. He made her laugh a lot, and they just had good times together.
He was a gentleman, Alan was. He was a laugh, he was kind. You could talk to him, you could trust him.
Louise had lots of friends. If you made a friend of Louise, she was a friend for life. And she was just fun-loving.
They got engaged quite young, which was no surprise to any of us.
It was just a beautiful wedding. A lot of people said it was one of the best weddings they'd ever been to.
He couldn't take his eyes off Louise all day. He was just absolutely blown away.
He was the best son-in-law we could have.
After 4 blissful years together, Alan and Louise's relationship suffered its first major problem. The couple were not able to have children naturally.
She felt time was running out, both of them did, and we said, well, look, me and Dad will pay for you to have your first IVF.
Look, come on. We don't want to be late. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay.
Is it?
Yeah. It is.
Their fertility treatment wasn't simple. You know, it took a lot financially, mentally and emotionally on them. A couple of times when we thought that, this has worked, and it hadn't, they were absolutely devastated.
They were quite desperate in the end. Every time it just didn't work.
We're going to be okay.
I can't go through it all again. Emotionally, we're all on this roller coaster ride with them.
Well, I was in town, so I picked up a few things that I needed. And I got you... Okay, lovely. Here we are.
That was the clinic with my blood results.
Well, it was on special offer. It was...
worked?
Really cheap compared to...
Oh my God, it actually worked.
I will open it on the cupboard.
I'm pregnant.
It was just like a dream come true.
Mum, it's me. Yeah, it worked.
We all screamed. It was very, very emotional. We were on cloud 9.
It's twins.
But then when she found out she was having 2, it was even better.
Yeah, he's here.
Judy? Yeah, no, it's incredible.
I can't believe it.
I know, I should never forget that day.
twins came along and it made their world complete. Alan couldn't wait to bring his babies home.
Aren't they beautiful?
You can see it suited Louise being a mum.
I feel like I could stare at him forever.
And it suited Alan being a dad. He had his prayers answered when he had his children.
They was happy as Larry with their little family. They just love family life. They got what they wanted.
Common biggest negative thought that you usually have. Copy this first. And rejection. Good, you're not making a list of rejection.
Sorry, you missed them.
With a rejection.
Just put my head in the door.
You dare wake them up.
Alan was so proud, it was unbelievable, of having his little girls.
Soon after the twins started school, Louise and Alan became friends with fellow parents Amanda and Simon.
Hey,
this looks amazing. Thank you.
Looks amazing. Thanks so much for having us round.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's lovely to see you again.
No worries. Where'd you get the recipe from?
Do you know what? It's one of my mother's.
It smells amazing.
I hope it tastes all right.
Louise was happy to be part of this group of friends who'd got children as well.
Friends?
It's new
friends. Look,
Their social life then started to involve them two all the time.
How old are they?
It's like as if they geared it up so they were always together in this family group.
What are you trying to say?
Meals and food and things like that.
And they'd go out to the cinema and a couple of drinks, or they'd go round theirs and vice versa.
Cheers.
Cheers, really great to meet you. Thank you again.
Now, with the family he'd always wanted, Alan's focus turned to his social life.
The young filly
You
has
okay,
been
love?
hospitalised and is ready for her
fine.
operation.
After the children came, Alan started to have more of a social life.
Is that?
Just a work thing.
He liked to go out a lot to the pub for drinks with his friends from work. He liked his football, his fishing, bike riding. He was into all sorts.
With Alan off and out, Louise stayed home to mind their children.
I better get going in a minute. What time's I'll get back?
How is that with the lads tonight?
Oh, you give that man too much leash.
I used to quite often joke with Louise. I used to say, you give him too much rain.
And what can I say? He needs his playtime.
And what about you, his wife?
He's all right. Needs to get him out of his system, doesn't he?
But Alan's social life wasn't solely at the pub. The couple regularly hosted parties at their home.
As soon as we had nice weather, they were out in the garden, literally crowds of people around there, inviting everybody in the street, really.
Always barbecues, always something going on. It was open house, really.
Love.
Amongst their regular party guests were Simon and his wife Amanda, whose interest in Alan does not go unnoticed.
Tell you about my story.
When I looked up at Amanda, she was rocking Alan going around the garden. I thought that was a bit strange, but that he was, their eyes were quite fixed on Alan, what he was up to.
After 5 rounds of IVF, Alan and Louise finally have the family they've dreamt of.
I feel like I could stare at him forever.
But their new friend Amanda's interest in Alan has not gone unnoticed.
Saw her clocking Alan. I thought that was a bit strange, but odd, that her eyes were quite fixed on Alan.
Despite their busy social lives, the couple appeared to be leading ever separate lives, with Alan often out with his friends, leaving Louise at home.
See you later.
With Alan pursuing his own hobbies, Louise spends most of her spare time with her new friend Amanda.
Ready to go? Yeah. Are we going to the cinema? The kids are in bed.
See you later.
See you later.
Maybe I'm trusting the vegans a bit.
Alan's social life has become his main focus, with his attention now more on his phone than his wife.
This was great. I don't think I've ever eaten mayonnaise.
Louise became curious about Alan because Alan was always on his mobile phone. Alan never needed a mobile phone.
Going out, I'll see you later.
For him to have a phone and be on it constantly was completely out of character.
Louise was now suspicious about Alan's constant texting. She drove over to her best friend Michelle's house for help.
I need your help, Shell.
Oh my God, are you okay?
I think Alan's been seeing someone else.
Alan, you better come in.
My husband set up the laptop.
He uses the same password for everything.
Louise logged into Alan's phone account.
It's the same number over and over again. Text message, text message.
There was thousands of text messages.
Whose number is it?
I don't recognise it.
Put it in your phone.
And that's when she realised that he was texting with Amanda. She could see by the times on those days that he was texting with Amanda while Louise was with him.
I'm such an idiot.
And Louise couldn't believe how stupid she could have not seen what was going on. Louise phoned Amanda, asked, "Are you sleeping with my husband?"
How dare you?
And she denied it.
Never, ever go near my husband! Stay away from my family!
She was absolutely heartbroken. She sat here crying. She said, "What am I going to do?" She decided that she was going to pick the children up from school early that day. And she was going to go over to her friends for a couple of days, put a bit of space between them.
Where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm leaving, Alan. And taking the kids. Well, that's what you want, right? The bachelor life.
Lou, it's not like that.
Well, what is it then?
She said, "I can't see where it's gone wrong." She honestly couldn't.
You're never here anymore. You're always texting. It's like you don't even live here.
I do love you.
Convinced of Alan's infidelity, Louise left their family home to stay with a friend.
was only flirting. I swear to you.
Alan had come home and realised what a complete idiot he'd been and that he wasn't prepared to give up his marriage just like that.
I've seen the times and the dates of the text messages. You were texting her when you were with me.
I just got carried away. But it was never sexual, I swear.
He said he completely messed up. Got led away by a girl showing him a bit of attention, but that's all it was.
How could you do this to me?
Look, I swear on the kids' lives, it never went further than texting. I love you so, so much, and I'm so sorry.
How could you do this?
It never went further than texting. I love you so much.
You're telling the truth?
I am. It's over.
Really?
Yeah. Promise you I'll never do it again.
If you do this again, I'm going.
I know.
And I'm taking the kids.
Yeah.
She said, what I don't know won't hurt me. She said it's the knowing the truth that'll hurt me. And it'll kill me.
In the days that followed, it appeared that Alan and Louise had put the incident behind them.
Louise thought she could get through this, that this was just a blip.
This is lovely.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Thank you.
At this point, Louise told me that it got a bit nasty between her and Amanda.
That's right, you keep on walking.
She said, I've seen her, but I don't care about her. I've got my husband back. He wanted to work on it between them, but in order to do that, he had to delete Amanda out of his life.
Louise said, we've got new numbers now. She can't contact him, and he's not going to contact her. They've broke off completely.
New start.
Just for this exercise, I need you to actually share what is the most common, biggest negative thoughts that you usually have.
It's probably that they're not going to like my work and just reject it.
So is it they're not liking the work that's a problem for you, or the rejection?
Probably the rejection.
Yeah. So there's kind of an avoidance of being rejected.
Yeah.
You see, so suddenly we've gone from I'm unconfident down to actually I just don't like being rejected.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
According to Alan's account, he had fallen asleep on the sofa before waking and leaving the living room to go upstairs to bed.
I think it makes a bit more determined to make something that we can do.
Hello? Hey, Lou. Oh my God.
Alan found Louise unconscious on the floor. It appeared she had fallen down the stairs.
Alan tried to wake Louise, and he couldn't wake her.
In a blind panic, Alan ran over to his neighbour, a trained nurse.
Please do something.
Call an ambulance.
Ambulance. It's my wife. She's not moving. She's lying at the bottom of the stairs.
Too distressed to speak, the emergency operator asked to speak to the neighbour.
When Bridget was talking to the operator, she could hear Alan sobbing in the background. They could hear him wailing.
Desperately searching for a pulse, the neighbour confirmed Alan's worst fears.
Oh, she's gone.
I live without Louise.
Phone's going and somebody's banging at the door. There was 2 policemen. He's just come in. He said, sorry to tell you, but Louise has been found dead at the bottom of the stairs.
I was shocked. When I hit the floor, I was on the floor for 10, 15 minutes. I just couldn't get off the floor. I was just like a magnet, really, distraught.
An awful day. Absolutely awful.
The death was treated as suspicious. The first witness on the scene, Alan, was questioned by the police.
Okay, so let's have your version of events, Mr. Evans.
Alan was questioned. It was procedure because he was in the house.
I woke up. I was sleeping. And I went to the stairs. She was lying. Just at the bottom of the stairs. I checked to see if she was breathing. And she was. So I went round to Bridget's.
Please do something.
She needed help.
Call an ambulance.
Mr. Evans, did you kill your wife?
Oh! Of course I didn't kill my wife. I tried to help her. Alan would never do anything like that to Louise. She must have fallen.
Alan was released on bail, although remained under suspicion. He sought comfort from Louise's best friend, Michelle.
I just can't believe she's gone, Shell.
How you been?
I miss her so much.
We all do, Al. But we're going to get through this.
I don't know. Police have got it in for me.
Don't worry about that. No one believes the word they're saying.
You're a good friend, you know.
Feeling depressed, there was one person Alan felt he could turn to.
You said past?
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't get away.
When I found out a few weeks after Louise's death that he kept carrying on having a sexual relationship with a woman that Louise despised so much, you know, that he hurt her so much that he was doing this. That wasn't the person, that wasn't Alan I knew.
This is unbelievable. It just smacks arrogance. But he thought he could walk on water, so he was unstoppable.
He did go to drinking, and then he'd talk about Amanda to people when he went drinking, like 3 or 4 nights after he'd come out.
It's very cocky, like he'd get away with it.
I think I got my suspicions then. I really did. I just thought perhaps he has done this.
I went to see Louise at the mortuary within 2 days of July the 9th, and as soon as I seen, I could tell that she'd been hit in the face. Her face was in a terrible mess. Complete bruising all around her eyes. And I knew that couldn't have happened by just falling down the stairs.
Really made him ill. He said her eye socket's gone. His right back, her eye had gone. He said she's been thumped or something.
Absolutely awful. But I knew from that day on that he'd actually assaulted Louise.
You know, the police had something on him. You know, we need that. You know, we didn't need a court judge or jury to tell us that, you know, he did harm Louise in some way.
I just want it to stop, that he's getting on, going out and about and enjoying himself. I just wanted it to end, and I wanted him to suffer.
We was relieved that eventually the police, I think he got arrested going to work, I believe. He was driving to work, he got arrested out of his car and taken away.
I remember crying on the phone to Judy and saying to Judy, you need to tell me more, I need to know more. And that's when she said that Louise really suffered a horrific death.
Totally elated. Couldn't wait. Just the day I wanted.
Seven months after his wife's death, Alan Evans was arrested on suspicion of murder.
Face the vehicle, put your hands behind your back.
Alan Evans is expected to give evidence today at Worcester Crown Court on the first day of his murder trial. Evans is accused of murdering his wife Louise at their home in Kidderminster in July last year.
I remember the first day going to court.
I remember looking at him, because I hadn't seen him in 8 months, and thinking, oh my God, you aged. He looked like a different man. He lost so much weight and...
Alan was on in the dock. He doesn't wear glasses, but he wore big blue glasses.
Be qualified, she's got level 1.
He looked really stupid in his glasses. He really did.
Because I just woke up, and then she wasn't there, and I saw her at the bottom of the stairs, and she was...
I thought, this is your moment now, Alan.
With the rope and
you know, if you didn't do this, you've got to prove to these 12 people that you didn't. Alan had convinced me that he hadn't done it and that somebody else must have done it. So... in my head, I was trying to piece together him being asleep on the settee, some random person coming in and doing this while he was asleep. He'd convinced me that is exactly how it happened.
Is this an act straight on from day one?
He's literally killed somebody, and to do that, to just put a performance on, that's pretty sinister.
The defence team, really, they didn't have anything. It's as simple as that. They tried to indicate that perhaps as Louise was going down the stairs, she'd fall and she'd be hitting herself in the face. Injuries like that she had.
I said I've woken up because I just woke up.
He changed his story on quite a few times, to be honest.
He'd always said he was asleep. He said, actually, I wasn't asleep, he said. I was up the garden with the dog having a cigarette.
I think it got to a point where no point, no return sort of thing, you know. He was just lying, you know.
Well, he seems to say that somebody got in, but there's no break-in. Nobody got in the house. No sign of break-in, nothing taken.
Police today set out the evidence to support their account of what they believe took place on the night of Louise Evans' murder.
I was dreading what I was going to hear and what the stories that was going to come out, finding out exactly what the truth was.
You swore you'd never see her again!
No, I didn't. I promise you.
She'd found out something and she was going to leave him or chucking him out. Which way, I don't know.
You swore to me! You swore on the kids' lives!
The pathology test that came out that he actually hit Louise quite a few times.
He assaulted her. There was nobody else in the house that did it.
When I heard the doctor's evidence, that I knew then what he'd done, and there's proof.
I think Louise found something about Alan, and the word was lost it completely. Lost the plot.
And because Alan's options are limited now, because he's looking at a prison sentence, losing his family, etc., he's looking at time. So yeah, I think there's a time lapse. I think Alan had to think about what he had to do. His options was, all of a sudden, he's had all this control all these years, and he had, what do I do? I've got no control. Everything's gone. He's got to get control back and do what he had to
do. The prosecution was certain that Alan had staged the scene by placing a skipping rope under Louise's legs.
I can't believe how he left Louise at the bottom of the stairs like he did. That he'd leave somebody at the bottom of the stairs for an hour or so whilst he set a scene.
To complete the scene of an accidental fall, Alan then arranged a vacuum cleaner at the top of the stairs. With the scene set, Alan began to rehearse before calling the emergency services.
Lou. Oh no. Oh, Lou's dead. She's lying there. Oh no. Lou's dead.
The walls here are really thin, so you can hear literally everything next door. The day it happened, I heard Louise shout out, "Oh my fucking God." Lou never swore. She never swore. I never heard her swear. I did think it was really odd. And then there was like loads of banging, and then it just like instantly went quiet. We got woke up to the sound of Alan crying, and he was really loud, sobbing. Didn't think nothing else of it, thought maybe the dog had died or something, and we went back to sleep. And we woke up the following morning to the police knocking on the door, asking if we heard anything, and obviously we said that we did. And initially when we shut the door, I turned around and broke down my husband's arms and said, "What the fuck's he done?"
I think there's some form of awareness of there was something in it to have that performance afterwards.
Please do something.
Call an ambulance.
Ambulance.
Very shocking when it replayed the message when he called the police.
Yeah, the ambulance. It's my wife. She's not moving.
It was a good performance, yeah. The way he was screaming and crying, yeah, definitely.
She's lying at the bottom of the stairs.
But then again, he'd had time to practice that, hadn't he? I don't know. He'd probably been sitting about what he'd got to do.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, Carl. From 1 minute, from going from like calm to literally screaming.
Oh my. She's not moving.
It's just totally false. Absolutely, totally things see straight through it.
Part of me refused to believe as well until I did hear the facts. I heard the facts for myself, and facts don't lie.
After a 7-month trial, the jury was dismissed to consider their verdict.
The police and the prosecuting barrister said that was quick.
We were led to believe if it's quick, sometimes it's not a good sign.
I can remember the foreman standing and they asked if he'd reached a verdict, but they'd all agreed, and he said yes.
Mr. Foreman, has your jury agreed upon a verdict?
Yes, we have, Your Honour.
What say you, Mr. Foreman, when the defendant is charged with murder? Is he guilty or not guilty?
I just remember thinking, my God, you know, what's it going to be?
We find the defendant guilty of murder.
Be found guilty, it was just absolutely fantastic.
To me, it was the best thing that could have happened.
Alan Evans, the jury has found you guilty on very strong evidence of murder. There is only one sentence prescribed by law, and that is life imprisonment. You'll be required to serve a minimum of 17 years.
When they passed the guilty verdict, he never showed no emotion at all. Even when he was sentenced, he didn't show any emotion.
He knew what he was doing, and he knew how to manipulate people and change his ways, so it didn't look like he was lying.
I love you. I love you.
We believe what you call he's a sociopath. He's very, very convincing.
New start.
17 years is not long enough. He took a life, so it should be life for a life.
was happy that Louise got justice, but there's no real happiness out of it because, you know, at the end of the day, Louise is gone. You know, we want Louise back, you know. The family's been destroyed, you know, that's really upsetting for me.
All Louise's friends come here with their mums. They'll say, oh, Mum, you know, and I think, oh, how come they've got their daughter and I haven't got mine? But
I remember Louise for who she was. She'll never be forgotten, ever. And I'll do my damnedest to make sure that her children know that.
But there again, nothing will ever bring Louise back. So there'll never be a justice for her.
There are 80,000 emergency calls made every day in the UK.
Hello, what's the problem? It's the police.
Can I have a police? They stole my money.
Who stole your money?
Some are more serious than others.
Yeah, he's not breathing.
Okay, blow the little boy flat on his back for me there.
I know he's flat on his back.
On rare occasions, the call is to report a death.
Emergency service.
I've run over my wife who'd been feeding the cows, and one of the cows must have known.
Some people broke into her house. Okay. So it's all his money. Okay,
But what if the caller
She's not moving.
Right, she's not moving at all.
is in fact a killer?
Someone been stabbed, I think they did.
Louise met Alan when she was 15. He made her laugh a lot, and they just had good times together.
He was a gentleman, Alan was. He was a laugh, he was kind. You could talk to him, you could trust him.
Louise had lots of friends. If you made a friend of Louise, she was a friend for life. And she was just fun-loving.
They got engaged quite young, which was no surprise to any of us.
It was just a beautiful wedding. A lot of people said it was one of the best weddings they'd ever been to.
He couldn't take his eyes off Louise all day. He was just absolutely blown away.
He was the best son-in-law we could have.
After 4 blissful years together, Alan and Louise's relationship suffered its first major problem. The couple were not able to have children naturally.
She felt time was running out, both of them did, and we said, well, look, me and Dad will pay for you to have your first IVF.
Look. Come on. We don't want to be late. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay.
Is it?
Yeah. It is.
Their fertility treatment wasn't simple. You know, it took a lot financially, mentally and emotionally on them. A couple of times when we thought that, this has worked, and it hadn't, they were absolutely devastated.
They were quite desperate in the end. Every time it just didn't work.
We're going to be okay.
I can't go through it all again. Emotionally, we're all on this roller coaster ride with them.
Well, I was in town, so I picked up a few things that I needed. And I got you, okay, lovely. Here we are.
That was the clinic with my blood results.
Well, it was on special offer. It was
Worked.
really cheap compared to.
Oh my God, it actually worked.
I will have a look.